I teach this. In fact, I taught it some this weekend at Life University. It is degenerative disc disease. Did you know that the two most commonly degenerated areas in the spine are the cervical spine around C5, C6? So that's basically the middle to lower cervicals in the neck, and the low back, L4 and L5. Those two areas of the spine are more degenerated than any other areas. If you're a chiropractor, if you're a medical doctor, it doesn't matter if you're any kind of doctor that takes x-rays and you ask them, where are the two most degenerative places of the spine? Where are the two areas in the spine that you see more degenerative disease than any other area? They'll tell you the neck, like they'll even be specific, middle to low cervicals and the low back, L4, L5. These two areas degenerate fast. Why do these two areas degenerate faster than any others in our society? Two reasons. In the neck, it degenerates because the number one degenerative posture, most common degenerative posture in the world, is head forward posture. Look at people. Next time that you're walking down the sidewalk, you're walking down the street, you're passing people, look, see how many of their heads stick out 1 inch, 2 inch, even 3 inches forward. That puts a tremendous amount of pressure on the discs in the lower part of the neck. That causes neck pain, but it causes the discs to degenerate at much faster rates. Now, we're not really talking about low back in this class tonight, but sitting is the most common posture when it comes to the low back that gets irritation is when we're sitting. In fact, I've heard people say sitting for the spine is like sugar for the teeth. It's not good for it over long periods of time. So when people are sitting in our society so much, sit at desk jobs or they're students, then that's so much pressure on the lower backs, causing it to degenerate at faster rates as well. And I'm not just making this up. These are numbers taken from studies. This was the American Journal of Neuroradiology, which showed that almost 40% of 20-year-olds in today's day and age have spinal degeneration present in their spine. Look, we used to think that degenerative disc disease didn't happen until your 50s or your 60s or even your 70s, but now we're seeing it in 20-year-olds. I was just speaking to a group of chiropractors. There's about 500 doctors in the room in Dallas, Texas a few weeks ago. And I asked them, they're all practicing chiropractors and they take x-ray. Or I said, of the many of you that do take x-rays in your office, how many of you are seeing degenerative disc disease in teenagers in today's day and age? And the entire room, at least 400, raised their hand and said that they are seeing beginning stages of degenerative disc disease in teenagers now. Look, the CDC even said this. They said that spines are degenerating faster. Basically, what they said was that arthritis is growing. That's exactly what osteoarthritis is, degenerative disc disease. I took this straight from the city. You can look it up. It was on their website. Back before 2020, they said this. They said, by 2020, it is expected that the number of people with OA, that's osteoarthritis, or you could say degenerative disc disease when it comes to the spine, will have doubled. So they knew that number was going to double by 2020. It got worse than that. It more than doubled. Then after 2020, they said it again. They said by 2040, an estimated 78 million US adults aged 18 years or older are projected to have doctor diagnosed arthritis. That's degenerative disc disease or degenerative joint disease right there. So they know it's getting worse. Why? Because our degenerative postures we're in all day. Look at technology. We've never had this much technology before in our entire human race. Kids, even 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds, 5-year-olds, they're stuck in this degenerative posture, just looking down at cell phones, looking down at iPads. They're growing up, and then you're in school and they issue you your own laptop. And then you go to college and you have to use your laptop all the time or your iPad all the time. And then you get a desk job. So now you're sitting for 8 hours a day in front of what? A computer screen. Again, stuck in these degenerative postures. I'm telling you, there's never been a time like today to start taking care of your spine and nervous system. But this is why we're starting to see more neck pain in our society and more degenerative disc disease in the neck than ever before.